Don't want kids, but you had your eggs frozen, correct?
Yeah, because everyone's
You might maybe down the right. You meet the right guy. Meet the right guy.
No, I don't. I don't want kids.
Right. Hold on. You got to be willing to compromise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amalmi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing the difference in reaction to women saying that they want to be child-free compared with the reaction to men who say they want to be child-free. Now this video is inspired by Shannon Sharp's interview with Amanda Seales and John Cena.
Don't want kids, but you had your eggs frozen, correct?
Yeah, because everyone's
maybe down the right. You meet the right guy. Meet the right guy.
No, I don't. I don't want kids.
Right. Hold on. You got to be willing to compromise.
Not with a uterus.
Okay, you can have a what they call surrogate.
I don't want to have kids, babe.
Man say, babe, babe, who gonna take? He gonna say, babe, who gonna take care of us when we get old?
Listen, if you're having kids so they can take care of you, I think that's unfair.
No, I don't think you.
But that's the thought process for a lot of people, right? Like, and I think it's unfair because it gives them a job. I have beautiful friends, and I don't consider age to be the only reason for I have friends that are in their 30s, right? That are in their 20s. Like, it's really about where your heart is at,
right?
And I will be fine. I will be taken care of, and I will be supported because I support people, and you get what you give.
You didn't want kids. Where are you on kids now?
I don't want them.
You don't?
No, I'm still there. I'm 47. I don't have them.
You don't want a little Johnny or a Joanna?
That's great, and that's usually what everyone says. And I gotta tell you, it's not the easiest out there because a lot of why we're here is to reproduce. I have a certain curiosity about life, and I also know the investment that it takes. And my biggest fear is, as someone who's driven, many times stubborn and selfish, I try to approach the world with kindness and curiosity, but I don't think I'm personally ready, nor will I ever be, to invest the time it needs to be a great parent, because I want to live life for all it is.
Where are you on kids now?
I don't want them. No, I'm still there. I'm 47. I don't have them.
You don't want a little Johnny?
Or Joanna? That's great, and that's usually what everyone says.
You don't want kids, but you had your eggs frozen, correct?
Yeah, because everyone's
maybe down the right. You meet the right guy. Meet the right guy.
No, I don't. I don't want kids.
Right. Hold on. You got to be willing to compromise.
Not with a uterus.
Okay, you can have a what they call surrogate.
I don't want to have.
Some of us put that together to show the clear difference of how Shannon responds to a man not wanting kids versus a woman not wanting kids. And I can also talk about the intersectionality of it being a white man and a black woman, but we won't get into that right now. About a week or so ago, I said this in one of my videos.
We oftentimes teach boys and men to look for a woman who's going to be a good mother and be a good wife, while simultaneously not teaching boys what it means to be a good father and to be a good...
And I said that because we expect women to be present mothers and active in their kids' lives, and just expect men to just have the legacy of having kids, which leads to an unconscious bias, because for him it doesn't make sense for her to just not want kids. That's why he mentions, okay, maybe you're going to find a man one day who's going to want you to have kids. You're going to want to have kids for him. And this kind of logic and thinking is exactly why a lot of us men think telling a woman, oh, we want you to be the mother of our kids, we want you to be our wives, is some kind of honor or compliment that they should just be like excited over just because we want them to have kids for us.
So if you haven't seen it yet, there's this video circulating on Twitter, and I'm going to post my mutual peers video about it down below. But it's basically a video of a comparison of Shannon Sharp discussing the topic of having children with Amanda Seales versus when he discusses it with John Cena. When John tells Shannon that he doesn't plan on having kids, Shannon accepts his answer, the first time, no questions asked. But when Amanda tells Shannon that she doesn't want kids, he goes up into a tizzy, constantly questioning her judgment and basically saying that she's naive and has no idea what she wants. Men figured out a long time ago that if you wanted to control women, the easiest way to do that was to have her birth your child and then hold her responsible for a majority, if not all, of the child rearing. I think we all know why his reactions were very different to both of those people, but I just wanted to explain further. Now, keep in mind, men have been taught many things about women, and two of the things that they have been taught that I think pertain to this topic are that women are all the same, and that women are very easily influenced, almost like children. So when men like Shannon come across women like Amanda who do not want kids, not only do they believe that those women are lying or they simply don't know what they want, they also believe that those women have the ability to influence other women to make the same decision, which worries them, because then they lose their easiest mode of control. One of the main complaints that we are hearing from certain maladjusted individuals is that the birth rate is declining. And while it is in part due to economic reasons, it's also because women are waking up on a large scale and realizing that taking on all of the housework and all of the childcare while also working a job or multiple jobs is a one-way ticket to an early grave, or at the very least, an unfulfilled life. And men like Shannon Sharp worry about this because how else are they supposed to keep women in line? How else are they supposed to have permanent access to a woman if not for a kid?
Hold on. You got to be willing to compromise.
Not with my uterus.
I am too stunned to speak. But of course I'm gonna keep talking. So let's get into it. First of all, every time I think I am done with this interview, I find another clip that is as unintelligent or even more unintelligent than the last. And mind you, I watched all 3 hours, but I just am shocked every single time I see another clip. But let's get into this obsession with women who say they do not want kids. When women say they don't want kids, for some reason, people's first response is, let's open the floor for debate. It's not a debate. It's a decision. And when I say it's a decision, this may be a permanent decision that I have decided for the rest of my life, or sometimes it's just a temporary position. Sometimes when women say, I don't want kids, it's just, I don't want kids right now. That may change tomorrow if I find someone I really like. But sometimes women really mean, I don't want kids. And that is completely okay. And even in this clip, Amanda Seales, before that portion that I cut, she said, oh, I froze my legs. Because one thing about being just human, you always can change your mind. But for some reason, people think when you say you don't want kids for yourself, they see it as a dig on them for them wanting kids. And it's like, I'm not debating you and your want for wanting kids. I'm just saying for me, I don't want them. And I may just not right now. You know, when people ask me, I'm very indifferent about kids. And I'll hear people say, oh yeah, Shy doesn't want kids. And I'm like, who said that? I said, I don't want kids right now. That may change tomorrow. It's just that fluid. I can't think about having kids without being in a conducive environment, situation, and being married. But that triggers a lot of people, and that's where the debates start. And then you hear Shannon Sharp say, well, who is going to take care of you? And this is why people who are selfless have a hard time just wanting to be a parent, because a lot of people's reasoning is very selfish. When you ask people, they often say, oh, well, I want this. I want a legacy. Oh, well, I want someone who looks like me. Oh, well, it's not about you. When you are thinking selfless, you are thinking, what could I possibly bring that makes it a safe space or an environment to where a child deserves to be brought into this?
Man say, babe, you know, babe, who gonna take, he gonna say, babe, who gonna take care of us when we get up?
This is why we ask people at the beginning of our relationships, do you want kids, yes or no? And if you do want kids, that's when you can start having conversations and start compromising, like, hey, I can't get pregnant, or I don't want to get pregnant. How can we move forward with having kids? Then you bring solutions. Either we do surrogacy, either we do adoption, etc., etc. But both people involved do want kids, vice versa. Whereas if someone says they do not want kids and you come back with who's going to take care of us when we get old, that's the reason you want kids? A whole 20, 30, 40, like, guys, being a parent is a full-time job, okay? It doesn't stop just because your kids are 18. It's a lifetime. And you want this person who has told you, I don't want kids, to be a parent because you want someone to take care of you when you're older? Get out of here.
Now, from the clips that I showed of Shannon Sharp interviewing Amanda Seales and John Cena, you would notice that there was a difference in how he continued the conversation with Amanda Seales, the woman, and John Cena, the man. He tried to, like, I don't know how to say, he tried to pressurize Amanda Seales to understand why she doesn't want to have children. Oh, you froze your egg. You can use a surrogate if you don't want to if you don't want to be pregnant. Don't you want someone to take care of you while you're old, and the rest? But with John Cena, I just said, don't you want a little Johnny or something? And when he said no and everything, it was just like calm. Now, the whole situation reminds me of how people would react to women saying that they're child free. First of all, they'll try to like wonder why they don't want to have children. They will try to say, don't worry, you meet the right man, you might change, or don't worry, after a while you will change your mind, and the rest, even without trying to understand their reason for being child free. Now, if after they've said everything to try and like see if the woman will change her mind about being child free, the next step is to try and use hurtful words or try and insult her and try and call her things like she's selfish. Doesn't she know that her purpose is to reproduce? And why was she given a uterus if she doesn't want to reproduce? And all sorts of things. Now, I have a video where I talked about some of the policies that some countries are doing or trying to implement or suggesting to increase the birth rate in their countries. Now, in that video, I talked about the fact that the global birth rate is declining. That a lot of countries' birth rate is declining, and some countries have started implementing some policies and some things to try and increase the birth rate, to try and encourage women to have kids, to try and encourage people to marry and have children. Now, I also talked about the fact that some countries like Russia and Japan are having some of their officials or politicians suggest some drastic measures to increase birth rate, and most of their policies or most of the drastic measures or policies that they are suggesting are to attack women. Now, in Russia, they are suggesting hefty fine and a lot of other things. You can check out the video. In Japan, a politician from the Conservative Party was suggesting that there should be uterus removal of women that are over 30. Women that are more than 25 should not marry. Women over 18 should not go to school, should not go to college, should not go to university, and so many things that I was saying, and I was like, oh my goodness. When I was listening to the Japanese official suggestion, I was just like, why is it that they're attacking women with this viciousness? Like, yes, women are the ones that would give birth to the children. They are the ones that God has placed uteruses in, and they are the ones that have the ability to give birth. But it takes two to have a child, because I know my biology. It takes two. The woman is not bringing the other side of the zygote. It has to be the man and the woman. And if a man is also saying that he doesn't want kids, why was there not a suggestion to also remove the reproductive organ of the man? Why did the Japanese official not suggest that men that don't want to have kids should not go to school after 18, should not marry after 25? Why was the concentration on women? It was just like everything, the fault is from women. If women say they want to give birth, oh, no problem. And I'm wondering whether the other part of the zygote is going to fly, because for goodness sake, I don't get it. It just shows the difference in reaction to women saying they want to be child free and men saying they want to be child free. I think one of the reasons why people don't push out when a guy say he doesn't want kids is because most of the time I think they don't think that a guy is necessary in the raising of children, so they just feel like it's not a problem if a guy doesn't want to have kids. Even if he has kids, it might not be in their lives, so he's not like an important part in the raising of children. But a woman who has the ability to give birth, who is supposed to be the nurturer, if she says no, she's not having kids, it's like, oh my goodness, there's an issue, there's a big issue, why you're selfish. Why don't you want to go through a 9-month issue, 9-month process? Why don't you want to go through a lot of metabolic changes just to help the country now be extinct in the next 50 years or century or whatever they are saying that some countries are going to be extinct in? Personally, I think that people need to like calm down and find out why some women are saying they don't want to have kids, and understand. Now, yes, some people will change their mind later on in future. It happens. Some people who have said for 30 years they don't want to have kids, and all of a sudden they just decide they want to have kids. Good and fine for them. But there are some people that will say no, they don't want to have kids. You cannot push them to have kids. It is their choice. And no matter how you say, oh, and the world will go extinct or a country will go extinct, there are still some people that will still reproduce and will reproduce more than one. There are some people that will reproduce 5. It's not a problem. In my own opinion, the way things are going, the way there's so much attention on women who are saying they want to be child-free, by the time they find out, okay, maybe one of the reasons is that they don't want to raise the child by themselves and everything, there's going to be like maybe policies that will say, okay, if you're a single mother, we are going to help you and take care of the child and so and so. They are going to have maybe like government agencies or government or places where they will take care of the child just to encourage women to give birth. It might even get to a point where they might be doing free artificial insemination in some countries. I'm sure it's going to get to a point like that they're going to offer free artificial insemination. They are going to offer a lot of money for women to just give birth. It'd be like the government is paying women to be surrogate mothers to their future generation. Because at this point, some countries are desperate. They are beyond desperate because they are doing the calculation and the math is not matching at all. So I expect to see a lot of more bizarre and very funny policies that would be suggested just to get women to get pregnant. So hopefully it will not be like drastic or silly like that the Japanese politician was trying to suggest. I don't know. Hopefully they would understand why why some women are deciding to be child-free, and they will tackle the underlying problem and not attack the women. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think about this whole topic. Do you think that people are more receptive to men saying they want to be child-free than women saying they want to be child-free? I would love to hear your thoughts about this whole topic. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.